Michelle Pfeiffer is a Hollywood icon. Pfeiffer has had a long run of unforgettable roles. Pfeiffer also has been an icon of beauty.
Michelle Pfeiffer has shocked the world with her boldest move yet. And trust us, you won't believe your eyes. The Hollywood icon, known for her timeless beauty and unforgettable roles.
I'm having conversations with women I've known my whole life, and we've never discussed this, and it's coming out.
Has left fans speechless with a daring revelation that proves she's still got it.
You know, it's that thing like performing. It's like any kind of performing. It's, you can be literally like vomiting.
From her early days in Scarface to her jaw-dropping role in Batman Returns, Michelle has always been a force to reckon with. But this time, she's taken things to an entirely new level. Breaks from Hollywood. Taking breaks from Hollywood is no easy decision, especially for someone as celebrated as Michelle Pfeiffer. Over the years, she has stepped away from the glitz and glamour several times, often leaving fans wondering why. But the truth behind her hiatuses reveals a deeply personal and inspiring story about priorities, balance, and self-awareness. One of the most significant reasons for Michelle's breaks from Hollywood was her dedication to her family. As a devoted mother to two children, Claudia and John Henry, whom she shares with her husband, producer David E. Kelley, Michelle prioritized being present during their formative years. She embraced the role of a hands-on mother, often putting her acting career on the back burner to ensure her family came first. She once joked that she became so selective about the roles she took on that she became unhireable. This humorous remark reflected her firm stance. If a project didn't align with her values or schedule as a mother, it wasn't worth pursuing. Despite her time away from the big screen, Michelle's passion for acting never wavered. She has often stated that her love for the craft remained constant, even during her hiatuses. However, the fast-paced nature of Hollywood and the demands of constant work didn't appeal to her as much as the opportunity to enjoy a quieter, more grounded life with her family. Her breaks allowed her to recalibrate and return to acting on her own terms, free from the pressure to conform to the industry's relentless pace. Another reason for her retreat from the spotlight was her discomfort with the invasive nature of fame. As one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces, Michelle faced intense scrutiny from the media, especially when she became a mother. She recounted how paparazzi would invade her family's privacy, even going as far as traumatizing her young children by shoving cameras in their faces. This forced her to reevaluate the price of fame and make the conscious decision to step back to protect her family's well-being. Through her career breaks, Michelle Pfeiffer has shown that it's possible to balance personal happiness with professional success. By prioritizing her family and staying true to herself, she continues to inspire others to embrace their own values and redefine success on their own terms. Family first. For Michelle Pfeiffer, the phrase "family first" is more than just words. It's a way of life. Despite being one of Hollywood's most celebrated actresses, Pfeiffer has always prioritized her family over fame, making deliberate choices to ensure her loved ones come before the glitz and glamour of the entertainment industry. At the height of her career, Pfeiffer made the bold decision to take a step back from Hollywood to focus on raising her two children, Claudia and John Henry, whom she shares with her husband, television writer and producer David E. Kelley. Becoming a mother changed everything for Pfeiffer. She wanted to be present during her children's formative years, a choice that wasn't easy in an industry that thrives on constant visibility and relentless work schedules. But for Pfeiffer, no role or paycheck was as important as being there for her kids. Her family-first mindset extended to her approach to choosing roles. Pfeiffer became extremely selective about the projects she took on, ensuring that any commitments aligned with her responsibilities as a mother and wife. She even joked that her pickiness made her unhireable at one point, as she refused to take on roles that required her to be away from her family for long periods. This dedication showed that, for Pfeiffer, success wasn't just about box office numbers. It was about being the best parent she could be. The pressures of fame also played a significant role in her decisions. Pfeiffer has been open about her discomfort with the invasive nature of celebrity life, particularly when it impacted her children. Paparazzi once traumatized her young kids by aggressively photographing them, an experience that made Pfeiffer reassess the price of fame. Protecting her family's privacy and well-being became her top priority. Despite stepping away from the spotlight at times, Pfeiffer never lost her passion for acting. Her children were supportive of her career, knowing it brought her happiness. Over time, as her kids grew older and more independent, Pfeiffer found a way to balance her love for acting with her role as a mother. Empty nester. Transition. For Michelle Pfeiffer, the transition to becoming an empty nester marked a significant turning point in her life and career. As her children, Claudia and John Henry, grew older and became more independent, Pfeiffer found herself in a new chapter, one that allowed her to reflect on her passions and priorities. After years of putting her family first, she was finally able to shift her focus back to her career, but not without deep thought and careful consideration. Pfeiffer has always been open about how motherhood shaped her decisions. At the height of her Hollywood career, she made the bold choice to scale back her work to be present for her kids during their formative years. For Pfeiffer, no accolade or blockbuster film could compare to the importance of being a hands-on mom. However, as her children left home to carve their own paths, Pfeiffer faced the bittersweet reality of an empty house and the freedom to rediscover herself. In a candid interview, Pfeiffer admitted that becoming an empty nester was a big adjustment. "Well, the first thing that comes to mind is, I'm an empty nester now," she shared, reflecting on how this life change allowed her to reconnect with her love for acting. Despite stepping away from the spotlight for years, her passion for performing never faded. She confessed, "I've never lost my love for acting," emphasizing that her breaks were not due to a lack of interest, but rather a shift in priorities. As her children grew up, Pfeiffer became increasingly selective about the roles she took on, ensuring that any project aligned with her responsibilities as a mother. She even joked that her pickiness made her unhireable at one point, but this integrity and commitment to her family paid off, as her children have always been supportive of her career. In interviews, Pfeiffer shared how they encouraged her to pursue roles that made her happy, knowing the joy it brought her. Now, as an empty nester, Pfeiffer has embraced her return to Hollywood with a renewed sense of purpose. From standout roles in Ant-Man and the Wasp to French Exit, she has reminded everyone of her immense talent, while proving that life transitions can lead to exciting new beginnings. Her journey reflects the importance of balancing family, passion, and self-discovery, serving as an inspiration to women everywhere. Selective role choices. Michelle Pfeiffer's career is a masterclass in making tough choices and staying true to one's values, even in the high-pressure world of Hollywood. Throughout her decades-long career, Pfeiffer has been highly selective about the roles she takes on, often turning down lucrative offers to ensure her work aligns with her personal priorities and creative integrity. At the height of her fame, Pfeiffer became known for her perfectionism and commitment to roles that resonated with her. However, this pickiness also made her unhireable for a time, as she humorously admitted in interviews. Her growing selectivity wasn't just about finding the right script or director. It was deeply tied to her desire to balance her career with her personal life, particularly as a mother. Pfeiffer is a proud mom to 2 children, Claudia and John Henry, and during their formative years, she refused to take on projects that required long absences from her family. For Pfeiffer, fame and fortune were never more important than being present for her kids. Her dedication to her family made her extremely cautious about the roles she accepted. She knew that each decision would affect not only her career, but also her ability to maintain a stable home life. Pfeiffer famously turned down several high-profile roles, including parts in Pretty Woman and Basic Instinct, because they didn't feel right for her at the time. While these films went on to become major hits, Pfeiffer never expressed regret about her choices, as they allowed her to stay true to herself and her values. Beyond family considerations, Pfeiffer's selectiveness also stemmed from a desire to avoid being pigeonholed in the industry. Early in her career, following her breakout role in Grease 2, she was often typecast as a bimbo, or a pretty face. Determined to change this narrative, Pfeiffer sought out complex, nuanced characters that would challenge her as an actress. Her performances in Scarface, Dangerous Liaisons, and The Fabulous Baker Boys not only silenced critics, but also showcased her immense range and talent. Even now, with a career spanning decades, Pfeiffer continues to be selective about her projects. Her ability to say no has allowed her to maintain not just a stellar reputation, but also a fulfilling life outside of Hollywood. Michelle Pfeiffer's story is a powerful reminder that staying true to your principles is the ultimate key to lasting success. Discomfort with fame. For many, the idea of fame seems like a dream: red carpets, flashing cameras, and global recognition. But for Michelle Pfeiffer, the reality of fame has always been more complicated. Despite being one of Hollywood's most celebrated actresses, Pfeiffer has openly expressed her discomfort with the pressures and invasiveness of stardom, which at times led her to retreat from the spotlight. Pfeiffer's unease with fame became especially apparent as her career soared in the 1980s and 1990s. Her breakout roles in films like Scarface and Dangerous Liaisons catapulted her to international stardom, but the constant attention that came with her success felt unnatural to her. In a 2019 interview, she candidly revealed, "Stardom looks right on some people, but it wouldn't on me. Innately, I still feel that way. Honestly, I'm not sure it's something that anybody ever settles into, because it's not normal." Her words reflect a deep sense of discomfort with the public scrutiny that defined her life as a Hollywood icon. This unease grew even stronger when Pfeiffer became a mother. Fiercely protective of her children, Claudia and John Henry, whom she shares with her husband David E. Kelly, Pfeiffer experienced firsthand how fame could affect her family. She recalled moments when paparazzi would shove cameras into her children's faces, an invasive act that deeply traumatized them. "There were cameras right in their little faces," she said, describing how the relentless attention forced her to reassess the price of fame. For Pfeiffer, no career success was worth compromising her family's privacy and happiness. Her discomfort with fame wasn't just about protecting her family, it was about preserving a sense of normalcy and personal identity. The constant scrutiny and pressure to maintain a flawless public image created a tension between who she was as a private person and her public persona. This struggle, shared by many stars, ultimately led Pfeiffer to step away from Hollywood for long periods. Her retreats allowed her to prioritize her mental health and focus on the things that mattered most to her, like raising her children and living a quieter life. Despite her discomfort, Pfeiffer's love for acting never faded. She eventually returned to Hollywood, carefully balancing her passion for her craft with her need for privacy. Her ability to navigate fame on her own terms serves as a reminder that even in a world that thrives on attention, it's okay to set boundaries and protect what truly matters. Early career struggles. Michelle Pfeiffer's journey to becoming one of Hollywood's most celebrated actresses wasn't an easy one. Her early career was filled with challenges, missteps, and lessons that ultimately shaped her into the star we know today. Like many young actors, Pfeiffer entered the entertainment industry with wide-eyed optimism, but it was her resilience and determination that helped her weather the obstacles thrown her way. Pfeiffer's first steps into acting came in the late 1970s with small television roles, including appearances on Fantasy Island and Delta House. These roles, while not groundbreaking, gave her valuable experience as a young actress trying to find her footing. However, like many newcomers, Pfeiffer found herself typecast early on, often being cast in superficial roles that leaned heavily on her striking looks rather than her acting talent. She later admitted that her early roles, while important stepping stones, didn't allow her to showcase her true abilities. Her first major film role came in 1980 with The Hollywood Knights, a comedy about rebellious youth in the 1960s. While the film was far from a critical or commercial success, it marked Pfeiffer's debut on the big screen. However, it wasn't enough to solidify her place in Hollywood. Over the next couple of years, she took on more minor roles in films like Falling in Love Again, 1980, and Charlie Chan and The Curse of the Dragon Queen, 1981. Unfortunately, these films failed to capture the attention of critics or audiences, leaving Pfeiffer struggling to break out of the pretty face box the industry had put her in. Her big break, or what seemed like it at the time, came in 1982 when she landed the lead role in Grease 2, the highly anticipated sequel to the 1978 musical. Pfeiffer played Stephanie Zanone, a headstrong, independent character that gave her more room to shine. However, the film was a critical and commercial failure, with many panning it for its lackluster story and inability to match the charm of the original. While Pfeiffer's performance was praised by some critics, the stigma of being in a box office flop lingered, making it difficult for her to secure meaningful roles afterward. Despite these setbacks, Pfeiffer didn't give up. She took acting classes to hone her skills and worked tirelessly to prove she was more than just a pretty face. Her persistence paid off when she landed her breakout role in Scarface, 1983, which finally allowed her to showcase her talent and shed the bimbo label. Pfeiffer's early struggles, though difficult, laid the foundation for her resilience and eventual rise to stardom. Breakout role in Scarface. For Michelle Pfeiffer, Scarface wasn't just another role. It was the turning point that launched her from a struggling actress to a bona fide star. Released in 1983, the crime drama directed by Brian De Palma and written by Oliver Stone became an iconic film in pop culture. and Pfeiffer's performance as the icy, glamorous Elvira Hancock remains unforgettable. But her journey to landing this career-defining role was anything but easy. Before Scarface, Pfeiffer's career had been overshadowed by missteps and challenges. Her first big break came in 1982, when she starred as Stephanie Zanone in Grease 2, the sequel to the wildly popular Grease. However, the film was a critical and commercial flop, and Pfeiffer found herself burdened with the stigma of being associated with a box office failure. Industry insiders were hesitant to cast her in meaningful roles, and many dismissed her as just another pretty face with little substance as an actress. Despite the setbacks, Pfeiffer refused to give up. Determined to prove herself, she continued honing her craft and auditioning for roles that could showcase her talent. When casting for Scarface began, the odds were stacked against her. The role of Elvira Hancock, the cocaine-addicted wife of Al Pacino's Tony Montana, was highly coveted, and producers weren't convinced Pfeiffer had the experience or depth to pull it off. However, Pfeiffer's audition changed everything. She brought a sharp edge to the character, embodying both the vulnerability and coldness of Elvira in a way no one else could. Her undeniable screen presence and determination won over director Brian De Palma and Al Pacino, who both fought for her to be cast. In Scarface, Pfeiffer delivered a performance that silenced critics and proved her acting chops. As Elvira, she portrayed a woman caught in the intoxicating yet destructive world of power, wealth, and drugs. Her striking appearance, paired with her ability to convey complex emotions through subtle expressions and sharp dialogue, made her an instant standout. The film's success cemented Pfeiffer's place in Hollywood, and she was no longer seen as the actress from Grease 2, but as a rising star with immense talent. Scarface was more than just a movie for Pfeiffer. It was her breakthrough. The role allowed her to shed the labels that had held her back and opened the door to a string of critically acclaimed performances in films like The Witches of Eastwick and Dangerous Liaisons. It marked the beginning of a career defined by bold choices and unforgettable roles, proving that Pfeiffer was a force to be reckoned with. Rise to stardom. Michelle Pfeiffer's rise to stardom wasn't an overnight success. It was the result of perseverance, raw talent, and a determination to prove herself in an industry that often underestimated her. From her early days struggling to land meaningful roles to becoming one of Hollywood's most celebrated actresses, Pfeiffer's journey is as inspiring as it is fascinating. Pfeiffer's career began in the late 1970s with small television roles, including appearances on shows like Fantasy Island and Delta House. While these roles gave her some visibility, she was often typecast as the pretty girl, and her acting abilities were largely overlooked. Her first major film role came in The Hollywood Knights, 1980, a comedy that showcased her charisma, but failed to leave a lasting impression. It wasn't until she landed the lead role in Grease 2, 1982, that she gained significant attention, but the film's critical and commercial failure became a hurdle in her career. Despite her standout performance, Pfeiffer found herself struggling to shake off the stigma of being part of a box office flop. However, Pfeiffer refused to let Grease 2 define her. She took acting lessons at the Beverly Hills Playhouse, determined to refine her craft and prove her worth as an actress. Her persistence paid off when she was cast as Elvira Hancock in Scarface, 1983. This role became her breakout moment, showcasing her ability to play complex, layered characters. As the glamorous yet troubled wife of Al Pacino's Tony Montana, Pfeiffer captivated audiences and critics alike, earning her a newfound respect in Hollywood. Scarface not only marked a turning point in her career, but also helped her shed the bimbo label that had plagued her early roles. Following Scarface, Pfeiffer's career skyrocketed. She went on to star in critically acclaimed films like The Witches of Eastwick, 1987, Dangerous Liaisons, 1988, and The Fabulous Baker Boys, 1989, the latter earning her an Academy Award nomination. Her ability to take on diverse roles, from seductive and cunning characters to vulnerable and heartfelt ones, solidified her status as one of Hollywood's most versatile and talented actresses. Pfeiffer's rise to stardom is a testament to her resilience and dedication. Despite early setbacks and industry stereotypes, she carved out a career that continues to inspire. Her story reminds us that setbacks are often just stepping stones to greatness, and that true talent always finds its way to the spotlight. Balancing career and family. Balancing a successful career with family life is no easy task, but Michelle Pfeiffer has always made it clear where her priorities lie. Despite her incredible success in Hollywood, Pfeiffer chose to focus on her role as a mother during key moments in her life, stepping away from the limelight to ensure her family came first. Her story is one of dedication, sacrifice, and finding harmony between personal and professional aspirations. At the peak of her career, Pfeiffer was one of Hollywood's most sought-after actresses, starring in iconic films like Scarface, The Fabulous Baker Boys, and Dangerous Liaisons. Yet, when she became a mother, her perspective shifted. Pfeiffer and her husband, television producer David E. Kelley, adopted their daughter Claudia in 1993, and within a year, Pfeiffer gave birth to their son, John Henry. Suddenly, her life revolved around raising her children, and she consciously scaled back her acting commitments to be a present and active parent. In her own words, Pfeiffer admitted that she became so selective about the roles she took that she was considered unhireable for a time. "I got so picky that I was unhireable," she humorously shared in an interview. For Pfeiffer, the demands of a fast-paced Hollywood career simply weren't worth the cost of missing out on her children's formative years. She carefully chose projects that allowed her to spend more time at home, prioritizing her family's emotional well-being over fame and fortune. Her decision to step back wasn't always understood by the public, and rumors of her retiring from acting often surfaced. However, Pfeiffer made it clear that her love for acting never disappeared. "I've never lost my passion for acting," she explained, sharing that her breaks were simply a reflection of her shifting priorities as a mother and a wife. She took on roles only when they aligned with her family life, ensuring she could strike a delicate balance between the two worlds. Despite her time away from Hollywood, Pfeiffer's family remained supportive of her career. In a 2007 interview, she revealed how her children encouraged her to take projects that made her happy. "They know it makes me happy," she shared, adding that her children never felt neglected because she had always been present for them. Legacy of resilience. Michelle Pfeiffer's career is a testament to the power of resilience. Over the decades, she has faced numerous challenges, from being typecast early in her career to navigating the relentless pressures of fame. Yet, through it all, Pfeiffer has emerged as one of Hollywood's most respected and enduring stars. Her legacy is built not just on her talent, but also on her determination to stay true to herself and her values, even when the odds were against her. Pfeiffer's early career was far from smooth. After a string of small television roles and minor film appearances, she landed her first major role in Grease 2, 1982. While her performance as Stephanie Zanone received some praise, the film's commercial and critical failure left her struggling to find work. In an industry quick to label and dismiss, Pfeiffer was often typecast as a pretty face without substance. Yet, instead of letting these setbacks define her, Pfeiffer took acting lessons at the Beverly Hills Playhouse to sharpen her craft. She refused to give up and worked tirelessly to break free from the shallow roles that had initially defined her career. Her breakthrough came with Scarface, 1983, where she played Elvira Hancock, a complex and glamorous character that showcased her depth as an actress. This role proved to Hollywood, and to herself, that she was more than capable of carrying challenging and layered performances. From there, Pfeiffer went on to star in critically acclaimed films like The Witches of Eastwick, 1987, Dangerous Liaisons, 1988, and The Fabulous Baker Boys, 1989. Each role added to her reputation as a fearless and versatile actress. But Pfeiffer's resilience wasn't just limited to her professional life. As she navigated Hollywood's bright spotlight, she also prioritized her personal life, stepping back from acting to focus on her family. At the height of her career, Pfeiffer made the deliberate choice to put her children first, even if it meant taking fewer roles. Her ability to balance family and career while maintaining her love for acting speaks to her strength and adaptability.